Hello, it's Bailey and welcome back to my channel. I'm here with my 2023 reading and channel goals. I don't have much here, so this should be a pretty quick video, but I do just want to say these things out loud and hold myself accountable throughout the year. So here's what I'm working towards. Firstly, my numbers goal or my Goodreads goal. I debated with this because I knew going into this year that I most likely was going to read less because I will be having a second child. Although during my first maternity leave, I actually was reading a lot because when I was up in the night, like just holding a baby or doing anything, just sitting there, I read a lot on my phone, and I actually was producing a lot of content during that time as well. But that's not to say that this time will go the same. And then also factoring in that I do count the Magic Tree House books that I'm reading during the Magic Tree House read along, I decided to set my goal at 100 books again, keeping that in mind. So really my goal would be 75 non-Magic Tree House books plus the Magic Tree House books. I didn't do any math of how many we would actually be reading this year, but I set the Goodreads goal at 100. And also going into this year, it's a goal of mine to be reading consistently. So I want to be reading for 1 hour every day, which also means that I would like to be reading 365 days of the year this year. I am okay, I guess, with not getting that hour each day. I want to be at least 30 minutes, but if I don't hit the hour, I'm okay with just like making that time up within the week. Preferably not 2 days in a row and, you know, not multiple times within a week and then just like reading 7 hours in one day. I would like to just consistently read more every day. And so those are my main like reading goals, other than at the end after this next section I'm going to share just some like stats goals based on my stats from last year that I would like to improve on. But next would be my general channel goals. Firstly, that I would like to be posting 1 video a week, preferably every other week, getting a second video in there, but for sure 1 video a week. I have been uploading on Mondays, so most likely on Mondays, and when there is a bonus video, that will most likely be on Thursdays. Last year, I posted a total of 55 videos, so I would like to end up with at least 60 this year, which if I stick to that upload schedule, I will be well over that. And in general, I don't look much at my YouTube analytics, and I don't care much about like my subscriber count or even my view count. The stat that I look at the most is actually my watch hours. And I always look at my watch hours for the last 365 days. I always filter it that way. So I generally right now sit at about 340 to 350 watch hours within a 365 day period. So I would like by the end of the year to be hovering more at 500 watch hours. So that's a goal. And currently in terms of my channel, what I'm working on improving the most is just kind of, even though this video is not a good example, kind of just like my framing and my lighting and my thumbnails, like just making the graphics of everything more pleasant to look at. That's the main thing that I'm trying to work on as of right now. So I hope throughout the year I see a lot of growth there. And lastly, for channel goals, I would like to be doing reading sprints on my channel at least once a month. I know here in January, I would have already done reading sprints and I just did some like general reading sprints with friends, but then in February it's a shelf this book club month off. I will do like a shelf this reading sprints. I like to do that on the month off just so like the people who participate in the book club but don't read every book, it's a good way just to get everyone in the book club together. So I would like to find some way to do reading sprints once a month, and that's all my channel goals. So now these next things are stats, things that I would just like to keep an eye on for the year and really try to improve these areas. So if you haven't watched my stats from 2022 video, I will go ahead and link that down below, but this information is coming directly off of that. Firstly, I would like to have my rereads be at least 10% of my reading this year. Last year I had set my goal at 15% and I actually only hit 7%, so this year I'm saying 10%. And then also I try to keep my audiobook listening to less than 20% of my reads. That is because I in general am not an audiobook enjoyer, so I don't like to fall back on them because it does often make me rate a book lower. And I do want to get back to reading more new releases. So I set a goal to read 15% 2023 releases this year. And then in terms of genres I'm trying to read more of, I would like to get my nonfiction reads up to 10%. And then I would also like at least a little itty bitty improvement on my fantasy reading. So last year I read 12%. This year I would like to get to 13%. And I would like to get my diversity reading back up to par. So I would like to read 30% books that include LGBTQIA plus representation and get up to 20% authors of color. Also, kind of under that scope, I would like to be reading less than 80% US based authors. And lastly, kind of other than, I'm going to talk about series in a second, but I again am trying to read at least 75% books that I own. And then in terms of series, what I'd like to do, these are all again just like a step above from last year. I would like to slightly improve. So I put that I would like to finish 9 series, start less than 20 series, and read over 40 sequels, which is a lot, but not as much as it seems if you consider my Magic Tree House reading. But that's basically all I have. I have some pretty basic goals this year just because I have no idea what the second half of this year is going to have in store for me. And this is really just an outline, kind of what to expect of me for this year. So I hope you're excited to see how I do. I hope you stick around with me all year. If you're new here, hit subscribe. I'm always here and I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. So thank you so much for spending some time with me today, and I will see you again very soon. Bye.